Japanese money saving tips. Kakeibo is a financial philosophy centered on mindful, deliberate saving and spending. It combines tracking purchases with the habit of mindfulness in order to rein in unnecessary spending and help you achieve savings goals. This budgeting method is designed to help you think about your relationship to money and understand why you're making each purchase. The first step in kakeibo is to become aware of what's actually happening to your finances. This means keeping detailed track of your spending for a set period. Similar to journaling, the idea is to incorporate the process into your daily routine. Most financial experts recommend tracking expenses and income for at least a month before setting a budget. Tracking your spending and income gets at the heart of the kakeibo practice. Here are 7 tips to save money using kakeibo. 1. Set your savings goal for the month. Savings goals are an important part of kakeibo. The method encourages setting realistic monthly goals and jotting down what you're saving for. Once you've decided your goal, set aside your savings by deducting your goal amount from your available spending money. 2. Keep track of your spending. Each week, as you make purchases, jot them down in your ledger. Similar to the recent trend of bullet journaling, kakeibo requires you to track your spending in real time. With pen and paper, which helps you slow down, pay attention to the present moment, and think about the future impact of your spending. 3. You need to be honest about your musts and wants. Using a kakeibo is about decluttering your finances. If you followed the last step, you know how much money is coming in and you know what has to go out. So it's time to figure out how you're spending the rest and the ways you can do it better. The kakeibo works by dividing your spending into categories and getting really specific about it. Once you know where your money's going, you can sort your musts from your wants. What you absolutely need, and what you can survive without. Sure, we all need to eat, that's a must. And sure, clothes are a must too, but does that really equate to spending all your spare money in Topshop? To realize your musts, write down things that would go wrong if you did not spend money on them. These are usually costs that do not go away from month to month, like food. By looking at your spending in chunks, rather than a never-ending, guilt-inducing list of outgoings, you can identify the areas you may be able to cut back. Before move on to the next step, if you found value on this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. 4. Cash is better than card. Nowadays, we're more likely to have a wad of cards than cash in our purse. But this could be where we're going wrong. Using a card makes us less accountable for our spending. While the physical act of handing over cash is something we're more likely to think twice about. Financial experts even suggest taking cash out of the bank and dividing it into labeled envelopes to help you keep within your limits. For me, the physical placing of cash in envelopes makes you less likely to spend it on other things, like drinks with your friends. Small acts can make a big difference in your saving goals. Acting with patience and consistency is what the kakeibo encourages. 5. Envelope budgeting. Kakeibo works in a similar way to the cash envelope budgeting system, where you plan your monthly expenses ahead of time by dividing your income into physical envelopes. With the envelope method, you simply use marked envelopes containing cash for each expense category. For example, if you've budgeted $200 for food for the month, you only use the money dedicated to the category in that particular envelope. The aim is to prevent you from overspending by limiting the amount of money you have available. This can make it easier to track your outgoings each month and help bring your spending under control. The good news is that, rather than carrying actual cash in envelopes around with you, some online banking platforms offer ways to do this digitally by creating virtual envelopes, sometimes in the form of dedicated accounts for the different categories to keep your money in. While it may be possible to take the same approach with most digital banks, not all of them pay 1% cashback on everyday debit card spending for a year, exceptions apply. But Chase lets you open multiple accounts for free so you can create different accounts for all the different things you spend money on, while also earning cash back. 6. Get strategic about groceries and food preparation. Groceries take up a large proportion of the monthly budget. Here are some ideas for cutting down on your food costs. Have a weekly meal plan. While this can take a bit of effort up front, there are so many benefits. There is less temptation to eat or carry out when you already know the plan for dinner. You can shop in advance at the cheapest places, you are less likely to run out for extra ingredients last minute. And you are less likely to have fresh produce and other perishables going bad in the pantry before you have a chance to use them. Streamline your grocery shopping. Whether buying online, such as via Amazon, which can be cheaper for some staples, depending on the store options you have in your area. Joining a grocery delivery scheme or doing a big Costco run once a month works for you. The less trips to buy groceries, the better. I'm sure I'm not the only one who picks up unnecessary items on every trip. 7. You should finish the month by reflecting on your progress. At the end of each month, your kakeibo demands that you scrutinize your past 4 weeks of spending, acknowledging successes and weaknesses, and setting goals for the following month. Tracking spending in apps just shows us where we're going wrong. But by using a kakeibo, you can get a broader perspective. I find joy in saving small amounts every month. They seem like nothing at the time, but lead to a bigger total in the end. Your review period keeps you reminded of this progress. So get yourself a kakeibo, get scribbling, and don't forget to give yourself a pat on the back after a month well spent. How is kakeibo different from other budgeting systems? I found that kakeibo is exceptional, more so than other systems I've tried, for considering the motivations behind my spending. For one thing, kakeibo users write down budget items by hand in real time. Handwriting improves memory, according to some studies, and it's a meditative, reflective process. Writing down the details of a purchase takes longer than plugging numbers into a computer or phone. On some level, I'm more aware of what I'm writing and why. Kakeibo could be adapted for a screen or software program if physical handwriting is a challenge for you. The thought process is the most important part. Kakeibo's category system makes you give every purchase a second look. I couldn't automate any part of the process. The way I might, for example, enter recurring expenses into an electronic budgeting app, and then put them out of my mind. Instead, I had a chance to think about how all my spending reflected my values and priorities. When I did decide to buy something in the wants or culture column, I was more confident about making a smart choice, not an impulse purchase. Benefits to using kakeibo. It simplifies finances by grouping spending into 4 distinct categories. It encourages realistic monthly savings goals. It pays attention to present, past, and future. It encourages saving small amounts daily rather than occasional big sums. It celebrates small achievements. If you like this video, please subscribe and write your questions on comment section. Thank you for watching.